as much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.
Maybe I'm not fully getting through to you guys. How would you feel if you went on a date with a guy and he had a toupee?
Toupee.
That's toupee.
I have a better one.
So he was like full bald,
Who cares?
a lot of women care.
I don't care.
Women have,
I've dated bald, but I need a picture of your unit because if it's gonna be some small thing.
What?
Huh?
If it's gonna be.
You need a picture.
Yeah, because you're saying deception. So these guys are going on dates, and you think you're gonna get a 6 to 8 incher, and you get a 2. I think we're you want to reject a woman who's had any work makeup or anything.
I require
then why can't
a lady
women
a
also,
picture before I go.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine. At least it's fair.
More guys that talk about big game, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
you get there and they're like,
Can I also
2 minutes.
speak on that?
One thing really quick. I actually think as a guide, giving you guys some game. To her point. Oh my God, it's a bug. You could just kill it if you want.
It's a spider. Your ex-girlfriend
W.
or whatever would be really scared right now.
Oh my God.
W. All right. Here's some game. You can't, as a guy, you can't be lie about your penis size. Yeah. You can't lie. You got to actually lie the other way. You got to say it's smaller than it actually is. And then when you come in, you're setting expectations, managing expectations. It's kind of like you got to tell a girl you're bad in bed.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Then when you do a decent, okay job, when you're average, maybe above average, she's like, oh, okay, my expectations, I wasn't expecting much, and now.
I have a story. Okay, I dated my relationship. I fell in love with someone before I found out how big or small. We're talking very, very small, unusable. And I was in love with this man, and I stayed with him for 3 years.
Wow.
Because I'm a good person. Yeah.
You're good.
It's not really about you being a good person. It's more the fact that you don't really have that much options due to your size.
Person.
I'm a good person, and I'm also very about the heart. And if you treat me, he was movies boyfriend. Opened every door for me, bought me anything I ever wanted. Treated me like a queen.
Didn't make you come.
Shit.
Yes. So he
It's a big issue.
lied to me before, didn't tell me. We were talking. And I was like, what's going on? It's not moving any further than this. And I was like, sir, we're gonna have to break this barrier before I realize if I can date you or not. And it was 2 months, and I already loved him. And then he's like, oh, it might be small. And I was like, okay, in a man's head, small is 4 or something. I'm like, that's workable. We're talking non-usable, okay? And I stayed with him because I loved him. And that's why I'm not dating anyone, because people lie about it. And that's the thing. You can't say it doesn't matter. It matters. If you can't have sex with someone and it's that small, then it matters.
So he wasn't able to consummate.
Also, because I was the first fat guy I ever dated, and I will never, even though I'm fat. Yes, and 2 fattos do not go together. You can't date a fat when you're fat. It just doesn't work.
But I was gonna ask, so he was fat.
Very fat, and fatter than me at the time.
What if he actually, because you were both?
No.
Wait, let me explain. What if because you were both fat? Your words. I'm just using your words.
Yeah, I'm not offended by the word fat.
Okay,
it's just it is what I am. Yeah.
Because you were both Rubenesque. I want to use a word. I don't want to use fat.
You can use fat. It's okay, Brian.
Because you were both
fat,
big boned.
Oh my God. That's not what I am. I'm fat.
Because you were both plus size.
Oh my God.
Is it possible that it wasn't
physically possible?
Hold on, let me finish. It wasn't the size of his penis that was the problem, but it just wasn't able to reach.
No, that's not. I understand what you're saying. So even if it was,
because look,
I understand.
But let me explain.
2 plus 2 does not. Yes, I understand.
Because sometimes I've been with not a fat girl, but she's got thick legs,
and it's harder.
She has a fupa. What the fuck, Patrick? No, I've been with I date, fit girls.
There you go.
But sometimes they be thick,
yes.
And I'm okay down there. I'm average, right? But
but can't get through
I'm
the
at-
thick thighs.
But I'm like, sometimes there's some positions they're so like the legs, like she got bigger legs than me, and the ass is like, damn, like the ass is huge, bro. And that's like, there's just some positions that are off. There's some positions off limits.
Unfortunately,
there's a couple positions off limits with the big girl.
Yes,
like not a fat girl, but like she's thick, like she got cake, son.
Nice.
She's
you guys.
Sorry.
Okay, I understand.
Daily reminder, fellas, you gotta hit the gym. You don't have the stamina and you don't have the blood flowing down there, it's not gonna work. Hit the gym.
So that was like, no, we're talking even if I was
I'm saying with
this
you,
girl size, it's not working. Like there's some things that are just not workable, and that was not workable. And I couldn't do any, like it was just, I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, just because you're fat doesn't mean you can't, like a lot of people think fat people don't have sex. It's such a weird thing. It's not, it's a thing.
it's hard though.
It's a whole
I'm not,
niche.
yeah, I can't do what she can do, but I'm not like, I'm 23. I'm still movable. You know what I mean? I can still do stuff. And I also, like, we're talking big butts. I got a wagon back there. And there's positions you can't do, but he couldn't do any of them. So, and I was with him for 3.5 years.
I just don't even know. Like
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
never
sorry
been.
for myself, my friends, my mom. I cried to my mom when I found out because I was like, I love this man. He's the best guy I've ever met, but his dick is so small. And I was like, what do I do?
Nasty bitch.
Am I the only one that finds that disgusting? You're talking penis size with your mom? Certain things should just be off the limits.
But
Did you
I don't.
leave him?
How do we know that?
I didn't leave him.
That's
'Cause
giving like Samantha from Sex
I just
and the
don't know
City.
Yeah.
what position, because like, do you have to like
Are we talking about when you're fat?
like
Are you
how
saying?
do you?
Oh my fucking god, Brian!
I'm just saying
Oh
I
my
don't.
god, that's crazy. No, what are you talking about? It's like, okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, there's more
Like, is
things.
it like you got
to-
part the Red Sea? And
Okay,
shit?
men
Like,
who are
how
into
do you-
the men that are with me are like not just into big women, they think that big women are goddesses, right? Like we're a
Yeah.
different category. And I think I'm
Yeah.
I'm not one of those fat people that think it's not okay if you don't like fat people. I think
sure.
it's fine. Stop talking like that.
What?
I think for sure, word. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to not want to fuck a fat person. I'm more like, if you don't want to be my friend because I'm fat, that's weird. You know what I mean? But
I'll be friends with the fat.
you'll be my friend?
I'm friends with myself.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta lose some weight.
That's
Am
what
I
I'm saying.
fat or am I chubby?
You're not fat or chubby. You're just like
Big bone.
Like-
What the fuck?
Dad
oh my,
bod.
yeah,
I
like
got
you're big bones.
I'm big bones. Was he all chuckling back here and shit?
Brian's about the average man. It's about 5'8", closing in on about 200 pounds.
oh my gosh. So you're
Look,
saying
I'm just saying-
how does fat sex work? Is that what you're asking me, Brian? Just say it out loud.
Yes.
Okay,
But-
so I understand there's some things it's not maybe as fun and you can't throw me around and all that. Yes, but it's doable, it's possible, and it's like a thing that people do. Like it's easy. Fat people are flexible. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm like not able to move. You know what I mean? I haven't got to that point yet.
I
Thank
just
God.
don't like. I'm trying to visualize it
Oh
in
my
my.
gosh.
Not you. Like I'm trying to visualize it in my head.
What is there? You think my stomach is covering my kuka?
No,
Like,
I'm just like. Even if it was like, I feel like doggy style would probably be the best angle.
yes, unless they have
but
you
I
know,
just
'cause
don't
I-
even know if
it's like
I
going through a
could
cavern
reach.
back there. You know,
I don't know if I could get there.
you cannot. I know that. I'm sorry.
I just think like there's such a thing as too much.
Ass.
Ass.
Yeah, I got too much ass.
I don't think like, and I, I could be full mast, and I just,
Can't reach it.
I don't think I could reach.
It's
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
okay. Not all of us can reach it. It's okay.
I don't think I could.
And that's okay to admit. I'm glad you're admitting that. But some people can, and those are the people that I.
Wait, so what size do you like?
But it's like the.
It's not more
struggle,
like
man.
it's literally about like what's going to work. Like, did you see me walk in? That thing is a huge. Okay, so 80 inches, and it's a very big one, and that is a lot of things to get through. You know, so it's more like what is going to work, and you can't
BBC.
find-
That's not a flex. You should lose some weight if you want to be more compatible with a wider range of men.
Like, do you need like forceps to like?
No. Oh my God, this is craziness. No,
I just don't know.
A 5 is perfectly fine. Anything below 5 is not going to work. I won't feel. But anything
Sorry,
above,
hey, sorry, boys. I'm sorry, boys.
But I mean, it's. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Everybody
so like,
who
what's your
watches my
type?
show
I'm
has
so
a
intrigued.
My
fucking
type. I like
python.
everything. I like everything and everyone. I'm also into women, so I'm.
There you go.
I say I'm down. That's what I am.
That's dope.
You know.
So wait, you won't deal with a fat guy though?
I'm attracted to I was attracted to this man. This man was like, if we're talking about rating all this stuff that you like to do, this man was like a 2 or 3, but to me, he was a 10. Like when I'm in love with someone, I don't care what you look like. I am in love. I think you're the hottest person ever. Like that's why the whole rating thing, when Andrew talks about his wife and rates her a 6, you should think the person you're with is a 10, no matter what. Even if like we're talking about like, oh, this person's on the cover of Vogue, obviously she wouldn't be on the cover of Vogue, but she should be a 10 to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was a 10 to me.
Yeah.
It's always big girls like this that are living in full delusion.
Man, what do you mean, man? It's not about facts.
Well,
It's about,
speaking, thank you for bringing up the rating thing. I think
oh
why
God,
don't we do
Jesus
it right
Christ,
now?
I hate this subject so
M1
much.
Grand,
That was the stupidest thing
ask
ever.
everyone to rate their own looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7. Starting, why don't we start with you? Go ahead.
You said rate myself 10, and I think every other woman, man should rate themselves a 10.
Oh my God.
So
Sorry.
10
She's about a 3.
for you,
And everyone's a 10 in my eyes.
Chloe.
A 6.
She's about a 6.5.
Girl,
Into the mic.
5.
5.
She's about a 5.5.
I'd probably say 6 too.
She's about a 5.
7.
She's about a 5.
You can't pick.
I would say
Oh,
between 6
6.
and 8, depending like on a day, like makeup, no makeup, how my skin looks.
What about right now?
Maybe can
She's about a 5.
7, maybe like 7.5.
see, this
What?
is like crazy. This
6
is
or
like,
8.
Girl,
You gotta
shouldn't
pick 6 or
have
8.
to do that about yourself.
6 or 8.
Right?
I hate this question.
Can I do 6.9?
Nope.
So stupid. Such a stupid question.
I guess.
Full numbers. No
Oh,
more.
all right. Okay.
Yeah,
8. Let's do 8.
8. Okay.
6.
Okay.
She's about a 5.
5.
Yeah, she's about a 5 also.
Patrick, what do you rate
That
yourself?
hurts me.
Since we can't choose 7, I'll boost my ego and I'll say I'm an 8.
Okay, I give myself a 5.
Sticking with that one.
Give myself a 5. So we have a 10. We got the.
Oh my God, it's not about that. If we're talking about okay, please let me talk about this topic. So if we're talking about realistic, because I'm a very realistic person, I know that when I go outside, not everyone's gonna think I'm attractive, and that's okay. I'm realistic. But when you're talking about rating yourself, I feel like every individual should feel that they're a 10. They should feel that about themselves. That's the best way to live. If like I had to come to realistics, right? And you're like, do you think you could be on the cover of Vogue? I know that I can't, right? That's okay. But, and also if I'm having to rate myself, if someone's like has a gun to my head and they're like, rate yourself, give me a number, I could give myself a number. But as myself, I rate myself a 10 because I know who I am and I know what I'm about, and that's what I give myself. But I'm also realistic.
What? How? Hold on, bro. How?
So,
What do you rate me?
love this question. I think with the beard, you're like a 7, 8. Without the beard, I think like a 6.
So,
I
so
just rate yourself because you
Yeah.
rate everyone else. I'm giving you a rating.
Well, I think
I think you're a 10 though in my eyes. You know what I mean?
No, but you just said I was a 6.
He went from a 6 to a 10 in less than 60 seconds. Brian, what's your secret?
No, because you are very like, you will tell girls that they're, you know what I mean? So I'm giving you the same energy back. But in my eyes, you're a 10.
I feel like Brian probably wears a beard because, like, my ex-husband, if he shaved his beard, he just had the baby face.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the beard, I feel like when I see girls taking their makeup off, I've seen more dramatic beard shavings than makeup taking off of things. Like, if you
Even
shave,
just a haircut.
no,
like-
literally, a man taking off his beard is like game change. That's what I'm saying. When do you think you should tell a girl that you can, like, a picture of you before the beard?
I have like most of my Instagram is me with.
Well, not you. I'm saying in general. Like, well, I guess you and in general. Like, do you think a man should have to, if they have a beard, they should do the same thing? I feel.
I don't think beard is a fair comparison
See,
to makeup.
Why
or
is it? Why is it with
surgery.
the man thing though? Like, why is it like when it is a very big difference? When you have no beard on and when you have a beard on, you look very different, and that's okay.
I think
So
you
why
look
is it
better
different?
without.
I would actually have to say that the beard on a man is the natural state, and shaving it off with a tool, that's the makeup.
about the beard.
Better?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chloe. I appreciate that. Thank
I
you.
like the beard.
Beards are
Yeah,
cool and all, but
it's
like,
not a
you know,
one
like beards-
to. It's not a similar comparison.
Why?
Oh, but it's a part of his
Well,
body.
the beard
Well, one, it's
hides half
natural.
your face.
Beard-
I understand it's natural, but the way it changes we're talking about changing appearances, right?
Maybe a fourth of the face, but the beard one, it's natural, so it's not something that's artificial, right?
Okay.
So that's one of the big differences that I would say.
Why do you want women to rate themselves 1 through 10? What does it give you? What do you think it does for people? Why
that's
do
a
you
good
think we
question.
need a rating? Like, what is this segment even about? You know what I mean?
The question is quite telling. It's a good gauge to see how delusional you are and how unrealistic you might be.
I mean, because we go around the circle and this woman calls herself a 5, and that makes me want to cry. Because you're not a 5, you're hot as shit, and you guys are all hot as shit. And then a woman thinking themselves as a 5 is so sad to me, because I think you only get one life, and you should yourself feel like you're the hottest girl in the world. Now, you don't think you're better than anyone, right? You can think you're hotter than everyone, but also not think you're better. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
I
you
also-
can live on the same plane. You can still think like you're pretty and not be condescending and not be realistic. Like, this show's always about realistics. Realistic is like, who cares? I don't care.
You don't care about being realistic? That's a huge red flag.
I can be realistic and not care what others think about my appearance.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to feel pretty to
Okay.
be worthy. or
And the way you feel
enjoy
about
life.
yourself and
So-
the potential of who you can be, it can be separate from how you compare to the general population. And I think the point of the segment, the reason why people like it, is because it gets back to the attention economy and how social media has altered the way in which women perceive themselves based on the amount of attention they can get. And so men, we just don't live in that world. I can't post selfies of myself and garner an audience. That's just not how it works. Maybe for a few people.
We're on Brian's podcast right now.
But even bodybuilders, it's like men, anybody who works out, know it's men that congratulate you or appreciate your fitness more than women do. So it's like the whole idea you get fit for women, rarely ever does a woman come up and say, wow, you have great shoulders or whatever it may be.
But we also have gay for pay, so there's
Well, that's a
guys
wholly
who
different
are,
dynamic.
you know,
You're talking about homosexuals then. That's a totally
they're
different.
not homosexual.
Gay for pay?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty gay and homosexual to me.
Just because the act is doesn't mean they are.
Serious? And when they start talking like this, I start tuning out. She just said doing homosexual acts doesn't make you gay. So what does?
For pay, like you're straight in the
Yeah, behavior dominate. Again, I'm not going to go based on what somebody labels themselves as. I'm going to go based on what their behaviors are.
Right.
So,
but it's still winning over favor of men.
Sure, and I'm sure there's lesbian for pay. I don't know. I'm not in that world. But anyways, my point in regards to the segment.
Oh, yeah, there is lesbian for pay.
Is because
in our industry. Yeah.
Is because women typically, historically, like let's say the average 5 male and the average 5 female, they would get together and have a family. But because of the way social media has altered the perception, the self-perception of women, is the average 5 is like really waiting for the 7, the 8, the 9. And this is why then it's interesting for people to watch the show and see how women rate themselves to see like how realistic are they in regards to like the actual full spectrum dating market.
I understand. So you think when you say a 5 and it's not like you don't think that a hot person and a 5 like can coincide or like
they could absolutely. My point is though, that's why the average man is having such a difficult time of finding a woman to actually build a family with.
Oh,
because the average woman thinks she's an 8, 9, or 10, and so she thinks she deserves an 8, 9, and 10, and that's really a big problem.
Because the average woman probably has had one-night stands, promiscuous encounters with men that are more attractive than the man that she could actually form a long-term relationship with.
see, that's what I'm saying. When you say actually form, like you mean like why can't they form with someone that's like a lot of people that talk to me are like people who are into big women. They're the 10s of the 10s. They're the hottest people. Like I've seen a lot of people who are plus size that come on this podcast, and people think that it's not the truth. It is. Like people that look like you're a very attractive man, hit on me all the time, and that's just the reality of it.
Y'all smoking crack. Something is wrong with you people.
And does that mean I'm taking away from the average man of like, because I'm fat, I have to be with someone who's average? Like, do
You don't have to. No. And maybe again, the category where these men find you as a fat queen, maybe that. Well, that's kind of the way you phrased it earlier.
Yeah.
So
A
I'm
goddess.
just a goddess.
A
Okay.
goddess.
Well, however you want to phrase it. Okay, so that's kind of the exception to the rule. But generally speaking, this is why it's so difficult in the dating market for average people to find average people. And women because you guys have access to sex and you have that leverage, and then men are so lustful and simpy and can't control themselves. I mean, you guys are able to have experiences with people that the average man is not having. He's not having one night stands with the female 8 and thinking, you know what, maybe I'm a 5, but one day I could actually, settle down with an 8. We're just more realistic. Men are forced to deal with reality, and women are able to live in the world that men construct and kind of be shielded from it.
See, even thinking that men are like, I'm gonna end up with an 8, like I don't even think like that. Like I don't think like this is who, you know what I mean? Like I just date who I date, and like, if they're 4 or whatever, like even like the fact that we're talking about a number scale on someone's looks, I just hate that in general. Like that someone is a number. Like why does it matter? Like
well, it shouldn't diminish
it's a bigger issue of how like looks is such a big thing in the world, and it's just crazy that
it's not an issue. It's just reality. Looks will always come into play when you're evaluating the opposite sex. So it's better to live in reality and not be delusional. Like calling yourself a goddess when you're below average. Come on now. On to the next.
That's what I call a chain reaction.
Manifest my own destiny. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The perfect recipe. May they remember me. My words will live on. I'm guided by an energy, a flame. Hold it close to you. Check out my melodies. It's the media that's been leading you. I'll show you a thing. Misdirection, what's the message? They don't want you to win.
As much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.